We think the fire started in our bedroom. Thankfully, we all did get out safe. The house ended up being a total loss. There were a lot of tears. Our Farmers Union insurance agent was there the next day, and he not only came to see how we were doing, but he brought us a check to say, you know what, here's a little bit of money to get you guys going, and had us paid out in full within 2 weeks.
Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
We picked the right insurance company.
The investment you've made in your John Deere equipment is too valuable to just shed it and forget it this fall. Get your tractor, air drill, planter, sprayer, baler, combine, or header scheduled for a postseason performance inspection at one of the 8 Gooseneck Implement Store locations. If you schedule by January 1st, 2017, Gooseneck will provide 100 miles of free trucking to their facility. And any John Deere parts you may need installed by Gooseneck certified technicians will maintain the used season warranty for most equipment. Optimize performance and prevent downtime. Call your local Gooseneck store today.
If you didn't expect to see an Applebee's USDA Choice Top Sirloin searing to smoky oak perfection on a new wood-fired grill, just wait until you see the price. Wood-fired steak with 2 sides for just $9.99. Now for a limited time, only at Applebee's.
If you can find a better steak in Minot, go there. Otherwise, try the biggest, juiciest steaks you've ever had at Elevation Restaurant at Minot Country Club. Open to the public all year long.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs.
We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, talk to State Farm agent Kelly Thorman in Minot. State Farm is there.
When you need a windshield chip repaired, why settle for just professional service when you can receive personal service too? At Choice Auto Glass, we take a hassle-free approach to replacing cracked and broken glass on cars and trucks by working directly with your insurance. But it's more than that. It's the attention we put into making sure your vehicle is returned to you clean and in proper repair. Choice Auto Glass. We're not the only one. We're simply the best one.
Applebee's USDA Choice Top Sirloin isn't just a top choice cut of meat. For under $10, it's a top choice for your wallet. Applebee's new hand-cut wood-fired grilled steak. Now only $9.99 for a limited time. Only at Applebee's.
Meet the professionals of Trinity Sports Medicine. Trinity Sports Medicine has been serving the region's athletes and physically active population for more than 25 years. All of the athletic trainers at Trinity Sports Medicine are licensed in North Dakota and work side by side with Sports Medicine Medical Director Dr. Dawn Mattern to ensure the best possible care. Our professionals provide specialized medical care for preventing and treating injuries for the active people in our community. These medical professionals work hard to keep you healthy. But if an injury does happen, you can rely on the skilled athletic trainers to get you moving or back in the game again. It doesn't matter if you play for a competitive sports team or enjoy being active to stay healthy. You are part of the Trinity Sports Medicine family.
Looking for a mower? Look no further than Gooseneck Implement. At Gooseneck, we have the right John Deere lawn equipment for a range of homeowners. We offer riding mowers, zero-turn mowers, utility tractors, and even gators for the off-roading enthusiast. And when you buy from Gooseneck, you get the assurance that your John Deere equipment will have the parts and service support when you need it. Stop by Gooseneck Implement today and find the John Deere mower that's right for you.
I had got a call. They thought my house might be on fire. My wife was at work and my son was at school. Smoke was just rolling out and then you'd see the flames coming up. A very helpless feeling watching, knowing there's nothing you can do. You just stand there and watch. Very emotional. Farmers Union Insurance did such an excellent job with us. I can't imagine any insurance company doing a better job. Dreams, memories, everything was put back together the way it should be to get us right back on course.
Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Adams has Brent's driving back, post is there, it's in! Davison across. They're checking in, tip, it's in, Alex Adams. Oh my! Rebound back to the side of the net, it's in, Brent.
In the shootout, 4-3, the overtime thriller on Saturday. This weekend, the Tauros host the 5th place Austin Bruins at Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena for a 2-game homestand. It's the week of February 22nd. This is Tauros Weekly. I'm Nick Hulberg. We're live at Elevation at the Minot Country Club. Today's show is always brought to you by Farmers Union Insurance. On today's show, we'll talk to defenseman Nolan Sawchuck, forward Zack and the head coach and GM of the Tauros, Marty Murray, as they get geared up for this weekend, and then all three of them will be off to the top prospect tournament representing Minot as the league all-stars. Well, let's look back to last weekend and the scoreboard from the 2 games from Cloquet, Minnesota. On Friday night, the 10th of February, 1-0 the score. Austin Park turns in his second shutout of the year, 40 saves on the night for Park. It was a goaltender battle with Trevor McCucci, who had 45 saves for the Wilderness in the shootout. Nate Pionk scores, then the Wilderness had a goal of their own, but Michael Talbot put the finishing touches on the 1-0 win. On to Saturday night, the Tauros had another good one here. In overtime, they win 4-3. Alex Adams had 2 goals, 1 assist. Dollimer had a goal. Nate Pionk had the game winner in overtime. Austin Park turns in another 37 save performance, on Friday evening. Let's take a look at the Central Division standings now and how they shape up after the sweep on the weekend. Tauros currently winning 3 in a row with a record of 29-14-4, 62 points at the top of the ladder. They've been there ever since September. 8 points back the Minnesota Wilderness. They sit on the 24-16-6 mark. 10 points back are the Brookings Blizzard. They've won 3 in a row. Aberdeen is 8-2 in their last 10. They're 13 points back with 49 points. Austin, they're the coldest team, if you will, inside the Central Division of the North American League. In their last 10, they're 3-6-0-1. They're 19 points back from the Tauros. Bismarck Bobcats, 20 points back from the Tauros. Only 7 points, you'll notice, separates the bottom 3 for the North American Hockey League Central Division. Tauros 6-4 in their last 10. When you look at the top 10 producing Tauros and who's getting the points for Minot's Junior A club, it's Derek Frentz, the veteran returner, 41 points for him. 12 goals, 29 assists on the year, 40 points for Tyler Jeanson, the Carmen, Manitoba product, 37 points on the year for Alex Adams. That's number 12 for all rookies in scoring in the North American League. Reed Stephenson right behind him with 35 points. He's 14th in the league for rookies in scoring. Nate Pionk, number 5 for the Tauros, 31 points for him, as well as Zach Bross, the Missouri product. Nolan Sawchuck, who we'll also talk to tonight, for rookies in the North American League in the top 5 in a bunch of categories. He's got 27 points on the year, 25 points for Chase Springman. Jake Diddle has 24 on the season. Let's turn our attention to the blue paint now and the goaltenders for the Tauros that have been dominating as of late. Lucas Murray, 30 games played for him, a 17-9-3 record with a 282 goals against average and a 90% save percentage. Austin Park, you see the asterisk beside his name, that means he's a rookie, and boy, he's making a run for that top spot in the blue paint for the Tauros, 9-3-1. He's been red hot in his last 3 games, including 2 shutouts, 227 goals against average and a 927 save percentage for Austin Park on the year. When we come back to Tauros Weekly, we'll sit down with Tauros head coach and general manager Marty Murray. His thoughts with just a few games remaining here on the schedule and his thoughts heading into the top prospect tournament. Of course, we'll pick his brain on the Austin series coming up as well. This is Tauros Weekly live at Elevation here at the Minot Country Club.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed. You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
Come over here.
We are never moving to the suburbs.
We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, talk to State Farm agent Kelly Thorman in Minot. State Farm is there.
I had got a call. They thought my house might be on fire. My wife was at work and my son was at school. Smoke was just rolling out and then you'd see the flames coming up. A very helpless feeling watching, knowing there's nothing you can do. You just stand there and watch. And very emotional. Farmers Union Insurance did such an excellent job with us. I can't imagine any insurance company doing a better job. Dreams, memories, everything was put back together the way it should be to get us right back on course.
Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena is going to be full this weekend for the Austin Bruins Minotauros matchups Friday and Saturday night. Tickets available at MinotaurosHockey.com. Here to preview the weekend now is Minotauros head coach and GM Marty Murray. Marty, thanks for some time here this afternoon.
My pleasure, Nick.
Let's go back to last weekend before we talk business this weekend. And I wasn't at the games, but boy, it sure seemed like some playoff hockey from everyone I've talked to. 1-goal win both nights, one in a shootout, one in overtime. What's your biggest takeaway from the weekend with the Minnesota team that's hungry for points and tracking you guys down for that top spot in the Central?
Well, it was a huge weekend for us in the standings, no question about it. Actually, going back to our last home game there to beat them 3 games in a row allowed us to get a little breathing room back. But they're a tough team, and both those games could have went either way on the weekend. And from a spectator point of view, it must have been fun games to watch.
It's been interesting to see all the scoring that you've had from all 3-4 of your lines when they're going, and all sorts of distribution across that score sheet. How much easier and harder at the same time does that make your job, especially down the stretch here come playoff time?
Well, it's certainly nice to have that depth. I think any coach would attest to that. I think that when you're relying on one line to get it done every night and carry the team offensively, you're an injury away or somebody getting cold from getting completely shut down. So to have, I feel we have, all our forwards can be creative and produce offensively, and to have that in our arsenal is a big thing.
Kind of looks like Austin Park's like a fine bottle of wine. He just keeps getting better with time. He was sensational on the weekend again, and really pushing for that #1 spot. That's good having 2 goalies battling.
Yeah, he really played well, and we really didn't know what the game plan was going into Friday night's game, but a rare 1-0 shootout win on Friday pretty much answered that question for us, and we went back with him on Saturday night, and he didn't disappoint again.
You guys have the Top Prospects Tournament coming up. We'll talk about that now before we talk about business with Austin this weekend. And again, represented nicely again in the Central Division with the Tauros, the top spot. You're the head coach of the team, taking a handful of guys with you over there to the Top Prospects Tournament. How much preparation as a coach goes into this tournament and trying to have some of those things ironed out before you get there as far as lines and things like that juggled around? Do you do much work before you get there?
I haven't really thought about it too much. I'm sure maybe traveling there on Sunday and meeting with Tim Mattson, the wilderness coach I'll be working with. I'm sure we'll sit down and scratch out some lines. But yeah, it's fun. It's a great opportunity for these kids to continue to get on radars for schools. And we've certainly had some good luck of some of our players getting pulled out of that tournament.
Yeah, you look at a kid like Nolan Sawchuck, who's in the top 5 for defensemen in the league with points and a plus-minus. What is a message to a player like that you get to coach at this Top Prospects Tournament before the big dance in front of all those college and pro scouts?
Well, I think that you just got to stick within yourself. You can't try to do too much, and then you have the chance to get yourself into trouble. So I think just play your game. You're here for a reason. You've played well. You've been recognized as one of the top defensemen in our division, and just go and do your thing. And I know that's easier said than done. It's a 2-game set, but I'm confident all our guys will show real well and hopefully get some good news on the college ends.
A lot of veteran guys on this hockey team, a lot of guys already committed for your club. For you guys, again, the mission statement of Tauros Hockey, first and foremost, is to produce guys at the college level. Is that correct?
No question. I mean, I think winning and college commitments go hand in hand, and our guys have done a good job in the standings this year. And, I don't know, they seem to kind of go in bunches, and we had Reed commit last week to UMass Lowell, so hopefully we can get a few more. And if history repeats itself, we've had some good luck at these at the top prospects with guys getting opportunities right out of that, and hopefully that continues this week.
13 games remain on the season. You guys have a healthy lead in that top spot. 8 points ahead of Minnesota, all the way down to a 20-point lead on the Bobcats in the barrel of the Central Division, but only 7 points separating the top three teams, or excuse me, the bottom three teams from a playoff spot. Kind of fun playing in a division with that much parity, isn't it?
No question. I mean, there's not a night off, and I know it kind of sounds like an old cliche that you and I talk about all the time, but the Central is very demanding, and it makes these kids better hockey players. And we have a team coming in this weekend that is scratching to get in the playoffs, and a team we haven't seen since late October as well. So it'll be a fresh opponent for us, and I'm looking forward to a big challenge. Austin always plays hard.
That team you're talking about, the Austin Bruins, they're a team that's been at the top of the ladder in the Central since I can remember, and a team that isn't too familiar with being the fifth-place team right now in the division, 19 points back behind the Tauros. What do you expect out of your club this weekend against this Austin team that is hungry for some points?
Well, we can't have any letdowns. I think last weekend was a pretty emotional weekend for us, going into the Wilderness and winning 2. We were depleted. We had a lot of illness. We were down to 4 defensemen on Friday, and we can't afford to let the foot off the gas here. We need to be ready. Austin is a team that always works hard, and I think given where they're at in the standings here this weekend, we're going to have to bring our A game.
They've got some special players. One of them, Justin Misiak. How do you shut a kid like this down on the weekend? Is he focused on?
Well, yeah, no question. He's, I think a top 5 scorer in the league for sure. So a guy that we're going to have to pay special attention to. And again, a team we haven't seen in a long time, since late October. So we'll have to refresh ourselves, watch some more video, and we have Paul O'Connor, who just came from that team, so maybe we'll get some inside scoops as well.
That's always nice. At trade time, you get some of that stuff. For you, back to the final question I have for you before we talk to Nolan Sawchuck. When you head to that All-Star tournament, is there any fancy ties or anything special you wear? You bring your best suit along for that? Some beer gel, or what's the key?
I'll try to bring a couple good suits and check for spaghetti stains, and that's about the end of it. So
sure appreciate your time here, Marty. Always fun talking to you. Best of luck on the weekend and top prospects.
I appreciate it, Nick. Thanks.
That's Marty Murray, the head coach and GM of Tauros Hockey. When we come back, we'll talk to defenseman, the rookie Nolan Sawchuck, who's had a lights-out year for the Tauros. This is Tauros Weekly.
Looking for a mower? Look no further than Gooseneck Implement. At Gooseneck, we have the right John Deere lawn equipment for a range of homeowners. We offer riding mowers, zero-turn mowers, utility tractors, and even gators for the off-roading enthusiast. And when you buy from Gooseneck, you get the assurance that your John Deere equipment will have the parts and service support when you need it. Stop by Gooseneck Implement today and find the John Deere mower that's right for you.
Tauros are one of the top teams in the Central Division for scoring goals. Lately, they've been one of the top teams for stopping goals as well. One of the big reasons why is defenseman Nolan Sawchuck, a rookie that joins us now. Welcome back to the show. Thanks for some time here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Boy, you've been on fire as of late. 4 goals, 23 assists, 27 points for you. But the big number that hops off the paper to me is a plus-minus rating of plus 25. How much do you pride yourself on that game, being a good two-way player and taking care of that back end first?
Yeah, just making sure I get it done in the defensive zone before I jump up in the rush or joining the offense. But yeah, I'm keeping the puck out of the net is the main job as a defenseman. So yeah, take pride in it.
Your goaltenders have really been helping out back there as well. Any mistakes that you guys do commit, it sure seems like they bail you out of jail. Talk a little bit about Austin Park. Boy, he had a sensational weekend again, and kind of fun seeing a fellow rookie light it up like that.
Yeah, for sure. Parksy, especially the Friday night game, we're down to 4D, kind of held us in it and helped in the back end. I mean, we kind of second period gave it a little. They kind of took it to us a little bit, but he was really solid back there, which is awesome to have.
You're 13th right now in the league for points as a defenseman. 4 goals, 23 assists. Obviously, a natural vision for finding those guys, helping bury some biscuits back there. How much of that goes into your preparation throughout the week? Just knowing where those guys are going to be throughout practice and just being real attentive during practice and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. The guys that are going to be in front of the net or on the breakouts and guys flying. Just try to get it to the forwards, let them do their thing, and they've been doing their thing all year, so it's been good.
I don't want to knock you here, but I'm kind of disappointed. It looks like you lost a little bit of your hair. You have one of the nicest flows of the Tauros maybe ever. Talk a little bit about the hockey hair, and has that always been something that you've rolled with, or is that something new for junior?
No, it's been something I've had for a while now. I've been growing out my hairs for as long as I can remember, and I don't know, last year kind of took it to a new level, like the Minnesota all hockey hair team for the state tourney. I kind of grew it out and kind of just kept it going now through juniors too.
What was that like, playing in the Minnesota State High School hockey tournament? It's tournament time again here now, and that had to have been one of your greatest memories ever, playing hockey.
It was unreal. I mean, playing at the XL, there were 1,800 people or 18,000 people there, and it was unbelievable experience. I mean, of course we lost our first game, and getting the win would have been even better, but playing that one game there was absolutely fantastic.
I'm sure it was a fascinating thing. You're going to be playing in front of not 18,000 coming up next Monday and Tuesday, but you're going to be playing in front of all sorts of scouts that can put you into home, or you'll be playing in front of that many people someday. What's your thought overall on this top prospects thing? That's quite the honor. Hey?
Oh yeah, it's just an honor being there. I mean, we have a lot of good players on our team that are deserving to go there, and so I'm just going to try to take advantage of it, play my game, and hopefully get noticed. That's
Burnsville,
all.
Minnesota is your hometown. Are you a Gopher fan?
I don't know. I'd say growing up, I went to a lot of their games. My dad was a high school hockey coach growing up, so we had tickets to a lot of games. So I went to a lot of their games. They were fun games, but I don't know if I'm a fan. I kind of like North Dakota a little bit more, but Boston College, yeah, somewhere out there.
Well, you have a great answer with the North Dakota stuff. I always like to give you Minnesota boys a hard time, but for you moving forward, when you're looking at places to play, and obviously any D1 school would be a fantastic place to end up, but is there any on the radar that you'd really like to make a home, or have you been moving in a direction of anybody as of yet?
Oh, no, I haven't. I mean, I just want to play D1 hockey, and that's kind of my main goal. I mean, I'm not going to be picky about it. If there's a school out there that wants me, of course, like, that'd be awesome. So, no, I don't know. I'm not going to be really picky about it. But
how long do you think it'd take me to grow out flow like you've got? How long does that take?
Well, I've had it my whole life, so I don't know. Maybe a year or two. We'll see.
Sure, appreciate your
try
time.
it out.
Yeah, I will try it out. I think I will. I like how it looks on you. I like what you're doing on the back end as well. And best of luck this weekend against Austin, and best of luck at the top prospects. Great job on the year so far.
All right, thank you.
That's Nolan Sawchuck, defenseman for the Minnesota Tauros. When we come back, we'll preview the weekend and talk to Zack. This is Tauros Weekly.
If you can find a better steak in Minot, go there. Otherwise, try the biggest, juiciest steaks you've ever had at Elevation Restaurant at Minot Country Club. Open to the public all year long.
We think the fire started in our bedroom. Thankfully, we all did get out safe. The house ended up being a total loss. There were a lot of tears. Our Farmers Union insurance agent was there the next day, and he not only came to see how we were doing, but he brought us a check to say, you know what, here's a little bit of money to get you guys going, and had us paid out in full within 2 weeks.
Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
We picked the right insurance company.
Meet the professionals of Trinity Sports Medicine. Trinity Sports Medicine has been serving the region's athletes and physically active population for more than 25 years. All of the athletic trainers at Trinity Sports Medicine are licensed in North Dakota and work side by side with Sports Medicine Medical Director Dr. Dawn Mattern to ensure the best possible care. Our professionals provide specialized medical care for preventing and treating injuries for the active people in our community. These medical professionals work hard to keep you healthy. But if an injury does happen, you can rely on the skilled athletic trainers to get you moving or back in the game again. It doesn't matter if you play for a competitive sports team or enjoy being active to stay healthy. You are part of the Trinity Sports Medicine family.
I need a comb.
19 goals, 18 assists, 31 points on the year for Zack. He's a big reason the Tauros are in the first place in the Central Division of the North American Hockey League. He joins us now right on time. Thanks for joining us here this afternoon.
Thanks for having me today.
Let's go back to last weekend and first talk about the matchup that we had with the Minnesota Wilderness Hockey Club. Boy, it looked like a couple playoff atmosphere games. 1-0 the win on Friday. Saturday, you guys win in overtime after the shootout win on Friday night. Overall, your thoughts on a couple hard-fought wins against a Minnesota team that hungry for that first place spot in the division and tracking you guys down?
Absolutely games we had to win, so it's definitely awesome to come out with 4 points. Really felt like playoff atmosphere, like you said. Haven't really had games like that this year where they've been down to the wire both nights, both games going into extra time, which really crazy, and we've done a good job of coming up with the extra points in overtime this year.
Talked to Marty about it just a few minutes ago, and it's kind of interesting that so many guys on this list in the top 10 of scoring have more than 20 points, almost 25 or more for all the top 10. For you, how much more laid back does it make it for your game and just a team first attitude, knowing that other guys can score and you don't have to be the only one to do so?
It's been really nice. We have a lot of young guys who are coming in getting points too. And this year, if you go a weekend without a point or a few weeks without a point, you start gripping the stick tighter, but you know that you have guys coming in and we're still winning games. Your line mates can be getting points, and we have a lot of guys doing well in plus-minus, and it shows that we're a good defensive team and can get points when we need to.
13 games remain here in the 2016-2017 campaign. You guys have an 8-point lead on the second-place team, 10 points on the third-place team, 13 on the fourth-place team, all the way down to 19 and 20 on Austin and Bismarck. For you, with 3 years already of junior hockey, you played up in the SJ with Nipawin, last year with the Tauros. The experience that you have now, how confident are you that you guys can put a nail in this coffin and win a Central Division regular season crown?
That's absolutely the goal. First goal is clinch a playoff spot, and doing some math, I think that can come up pretty soon. So looking forward to that. And we know that we can win games, and we need to win every series we have the rest of the way, and things will take care of themselves.
Go back to your first year junior, talk about Nipawin just a little bit in the SJHL. Boy, that's way up there, isn't it? Minot's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but Nipawin's up in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I flew up to Minot and then drove 9 hours from Minot up to Nipawin. It was a crazy experience. People say Minot's a small town, but you get up there and it was 3,000-4,000 people, and they loved it though. They'd pack the house. It was a small rink. They'd have 500 people in there and thought it was the greatest thing ever on a Friday, Saturday night up in Nipawin.
You wear an A on your jersey now after a year with the Tauros last year, and obviously that first year, second year has propelled you into one of the elite players in the Central Division off to the Top Prospects tournament. What does that mean for you, being selected as an all-star of the league?
That's a huge honor, and getting that regards from Coach, because he's the one who sort of got to pick the lineup. It means a lot knowing that he has that confidence in me to send me to represent our team, and that's really what I'm going to do, is represent the other guys who don't have the opportunity to go.
It's been interesting to watch you guys in the second period of every game almost. You outscore your opponents heavily, and a little bit of a slow start here and there. Do you feel like you've got all those Achilles heel kind of things corrected now come playoff time or down the stretch here?
At the start of the year, I remember I was out here for Tauros Weekly, and that was what we talked about. It seemed like every question was about our bad first periods. And a few times we haven't had the lead after the first, but it's been 100% better. The boys are going to be able to at least bounce back. We've had to so much. It's really built character and shown that we can battle through adversity. Special
teams is another topic. 85% on the kill. You've been one of the reasons that the kill's been good as well. 4th in the entire North American League. Power play is improving up to just about 16%. Your thoughts overall on the special teams and what a factor that will be down the stretch?
That makes so much of a change in playoffs. The team normally that wins the special teams battle, scoring the power play goals, keeping the penalty kill up above 85%. Last weekend we didn't get much going on the power play, but penalty kill first night is, I'd say, what won us the game. Killed off a 5-minute major and a 5-on-3. So it really does change the game and builds momentum on both sides of it.
Goaltending, the other thing that can win you a championship, and boy, Austin Park kind of emerging as one of the best in the Central right now. Murray's been 4th in the league for wins just about the entire year. Your thoughts on the two guys that wear the special pads and the masks back there? They've done a pretty good job for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to be able to rely on those guys and know that you're going to get a good showing out of whoever's in between the pipes, and never have to worry about which goalie is the backup and which one you need to play differently for, because we have 2 #1 goalies.
Austin Bruins, the opponent this weekend, as we turn our attention to a couple home games at the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. This is a team that we haven't seen. It's been all the way since last year in 2016 that we saw them at the start of this season. What do you remember about this hockey team, and what do you look forward out of the Bruins, who are usually at the top of the ladder every year, kind of in an odd spot, 5th in the division right now?
Yeah, I don't really remember him from this year. I just remember last year knocking us out of the playoffs. Always some hostility going back to that. And I know the year before when I wasn't here, and I believe the year before that. So we have a hatred for Austin, and we know we need to win games against them all year because they can make a push and end up in the playoffs, and we might have to face them then.
Pepsi Rink's been just a palace on the prairie, if you will. What's it been like for you here in your last year, junior, playing in an arena like that? Has to be pretty special.
Yeah, it's been awesome watching it go up and then finally getting to get into it this year after a while. I think this last weekend we had the 2 highest selling crowds we've had in it all year, so it's been crazy, and the people coming out have been loud, so it's been an absolute blast to play in.
Final thing for you, just on the Tauros side of things, what's one key for you guys if you want another sweep on the weekend? Obviously that's hard to do, but against a team that's right now 5th, you guys are in 1st. Is there something that hops off the paper that can help you guys get it done?
Well, we haven't been scoring many goals lately, so I guess we'll keep focusing on D and keeping pucks out of our net. It's nice if we can win games, even if we do it 1-0.
Sure appreciate your time. Best of luck at Top Prospects. Best of luck this weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's
Zack forward for the Minot Minute Toros. When we come back to Tauros Weekly, presented by Farmers Union Insurance, we'll preview the weekend. It's the Bruins and Toros at Pepsi Rink. This is Tauros Weekly.
The investment you've made in your John Deere equipment is too valuable to just shed it and forget it this fall. Get your tractor, air drill, planter, sprayer, baler, combine, or header scheduled for a postseason performance inspection at one of the 8 Gooseneck Implement store locations. If you schedule by January 1st, 2017, Gooseneck will provide 100 miles of free trucking to their facility. And any John Deere parts you may need installed by Gooseneck certified technicians will maintain the use season warranty for most equipment. Optimize performance and prevent downtime. Call your local Gooseneck store today.
Farmers Union Insurance brings you Tauros Weekly. We're live here at Elevation at the Minot Country Club. Snow's starting to melt. The golf course starting to emerge from underneath the ground. It's getting to be that time. Only 13 games remain in the 2016-2017 season for the Tauros. Again, at the top of the ladder inside the Central Division of the North American Hockey League. 2 busy games this weekend at the Mesa Arena Pepsi Rink as we look forward to the matchup now with the Austin Bruins. 5th place in the division heading into the weekend. Minot, the #1 team inside the division. If you look at Friday, first of all, it's the Tauros Tesoro Book Drive night. Bring those newer, gently used books to the Tauros game for the book drive presented by Tesoro. Saturday night, Northern Tier Federal Credit Union brings you the matchup against the Austin Bruins. Both nights, the game time scheduled for 7:35 p.m. with the Tauros and Austin Bruins, 8:05 on Saturday night. MSU Beavers play beforehand against Jamestown on Saturday. If you look at the matchup and by the numbers for the Tauros and Bruins this year, the Tauros and Bruins have only matched up twice on the season. A matchup at the start of the year. The Tauros won both of those games. They have a 2-0 record against the Bruins on the year. Power play just about the same, 21st and 23rd in the league. 15% of the time the Bruins score, 14.8% of the time the Tauros score. Penalty kill, much different story. Tauros sitting 4th in the North American Hockey League, 85.5%, 78%, which is good enough for 18th for the Bruins on the year. Keep an eye on the points leaders for the Tauros. Derek Frentz, 12 goals, 29 assists for him. Tyler Jeanson, 16 goals, 24 assists on the season. You look at Alex Adams, the rookie with 18 goals, 18 assists. He's been lighting it up as of late, 12th in the league for rookies, 37 points for him. Stephenson has 35 points on the year, and then Nate Pionk, the hero, on Saturday night. Pionk on the year, 31 points. On the other side, Justin Misiak, a player to watch for, 21 goals, 27 assists for him on the season. You look at the bottom of that points leader graph right there, and it's Jack Murphy, the former Toro, 11 goals, 17 assists. He makes his return to the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena after a year and a half with the Toros, being traded to Austin just recently. That's going to do it for this weekend's edition of Tauros Weekly, presented by Farmers Union Insurance, live at Elevation here at the Minot Country Club. Special thanks again to Nolan Sawchuck, Zack, and Marty Murray for stopping by on the show. Jake Diddle made a cameo appearance as well. No one saw him, though. We appreciate him for stopping by. Ken Oda is the producer of the show. As always, I'm Nick Hulberg signing off. We'll see you Friday and Saturday at Pepsi Rink at the Mesa Arena. Until then, have a good day.
I had got a call. They thought my house might be on fire. My wife was at work and my son was at school. Smoke was just rolling out and then you'd see the flames coming up. A very helpless feeling watching, knowing there's nothing you can do. You just stand there and watch. Very emotional. Farmers Union Insurance did such an excellent job with us. I can't imagine any insurance company doing a better job. Dreams, memories, everything was put back together the way it should be to get us right back on course.
Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.